can't buy. It resides between my eyes. Walked through the fire, came out better on the other side. See, life's like a beach if you find the sand. And right now, I feel like $100,000.
You are listening to Inspired Insider with your host, Dr. Jeremy Wise.
Dr. Jeremy Weiss here, live from IRCE with InspiredInsider.com. I'm here with Mike Belasco, founder of Inflow. Mike, and tell us what Inflow does.
Sure. Inflow is an e-commerce marketing agency. We specialize in driving traffic to websites through search engine optimization and paid search advertising, as well as conversion optimization, so getting more of that traffic to convert into sales for our e-commerce clients.
So what should people know about A/B testing? You guys are the masters of A/B testing.
Absolutely. So the big thing people should know about A/B testing is just because you have a tool doesn't make you a conversion optimizer. So what that means is the insights that you get from your data and to figure out what to test, that's the number one most important thing. The other thing that we find is that people who run their own tests in a lot of cases and just trust the tool to tell them when the test is over and what the winner is, are a lot of times missing out on a lot of insights and in some cases really picking the wrong winner of the actual test.
What's some big findings that you've seen people get?
We've seen increases on single tests of upwards of 60-70% increase in conversion rate. More realistically, we look at incremental improvements over time. Our conversion optimization services are delivered in a continuous improvement format so that we're always getting insights, we're always making recommendations, we're always testing to make sure those recommendations actually work.
So what are some of the big mistakes people are making? I'm sure you see a lot of bad stuff going on. Sure. So what should people avoid? Maybe it's obvious they think it's working and it's not.
Sure, absolutely. The big thing right now is mobile. Mobile is so important. Google is moving to a mobile-first index. People are not paying attention to their mobile sites. In some cases, even here at the show, we've seen a lot of sites that are not even mobile-friendly at all.
Right. So you're like, that's a good one when they come up to you, like, let me see your mobile site. Absolutely. You're like, horrible.
That's one of the first things that we look at. Yeah, both from a conversion and usability standpoint as well as a SEO and driving traffic standpoint.
So besides just being mobile friendly, what else should people be thinking about with mobile?
So with mobile, we've actually come out with what we call our best-in-class list for e-commerce. We've taken over 25 of the best sites that are really doing well with usability and mobile in particular. And we've identified over 100 different factors. Wow. And we've built a matrix that matches up what the best sites are doing with the factors. It's not to say that just because the best sites are doing it, these factors are going to be appropriate for your site. Everything obviously has to be taken in context, but it's a really great resource to check out to make sure that you're at least aware of what some of the best practices are, and make sure that the ones that are appropriate for your site you've been implementing.
So where can people find that?
Sure. So if you just Google best-in-class e-commerce list, you'll find it right on Google, and you can download it right on the form.
And is that on Inflow's site?
That's on Inflow's
Okay. So is it inflow.com?
It's www.goinflow.com.
Goinflow.com.
Go Inflow.
So walk me through one of those.
Sure.
One of the best in class, what you found has worked. I know there's a lot of different, probably case studies. What's one that you could tell you, here's a site, here's what we found is working, and here's what people should think about?
Sure. You're going to edit this, right? Or no?
I don't like
Oh, no, you're going to edit. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to think off the top of my head here. So
I know you have hundreds to sift through.
There's so many, good examples.
I don't know if there's a popular one. People are like, oh, that was the best one that they use, maybe.
Sure. So, each site is different, right? And so it really depends on what insights that we're pulling out of the analytics, what's really working for this particular site. It could be something as little as the trust seals on the site. So for example, a lot of sites are using secured by Norton, secured by McAfee, BBB, but then others will throw on like secured by GoDaddy or lesser known brands that quite honestly, when we've tested, have reduced conversion rates.
Wow.
And so it's really important to pick the right trust signals for your audience, the right trust seals, and to put them in the right places on the website. That can differ on your cart pages, your product pages, your category pages. So we really go through and make a good plan for how to do that, and that can really make a big difference on the site.
Right. So no trust seals or bad or not the right trust seals is bad. What else have you found works?
Sure. So another little trick.
I'm going to go through all 3,000 split tests right now.
Yeah. Okay. Another little trick. Sites always are putting the coupon code box, right on the checkout. Right. You've seen it.
Yes.
You've gone to purchase something. It's a little box, coupon code, and when you look at it as a user, you say, "Man, I need to go find a coupon." These guys. There must be a coupon out here somewhere, and so then you end up leaving the site and you go to.
I've done it.
Yeah, of course.
You search the site and coupon code.
Right, exactly. And what that's doing is if you can find one, it's cutting down on the revenue. Okay, we can maybe accept that. But in a lot of cases, these coupon sites, which we've all used, they don't have any current coupons that are really working or that, are for whatever the purchase is. So then you end up with a really frustrated user who, then may end up...
They know they're not getting a deal,
Exactly.
and they abandon and they never come back sometimes probably.
Exactly. So there's a couple of tactics that we recommend to fix this. One is, of course, you can't necessarily get rid of the coupon box entirely if you do indeed have coupons. But what you can do is make it a little bit less in your face. We tend to recommend creating a little text link that says coupon code ? Which the user can then click on and expand to show the box to put the text in. It makes
Make it more discreet.
subtle, but it makes a huge difference. The second thing is you can offer them a coupon code. So if they do go that far and you see that they're going to exit the site, you can say, here's a coupon code that you can use right now. Then you're cutting your revenue a little bit, but you're making sure that they don't leave the site and they actually do complete the transaction right away.
Yeah, so coupon code, trust seal, what do you find is the lowest hanging fruit when you have someone come on, you're like, everyone is doing this wrong, this one thing is going to help boost conversions?
Sure. Well, I'll switch gears and talk about SEO for a quick second because everybody also wants more traffic. So with these big e-commerce sites, the number one piece, it's low-hanging fruit in the sense that there's a lot of people doing it wrong and it can have big impacts. It is a lot of work to get through, but what we find is there are too many pages that are indexed on these websites, meaning if you have a catalog of, let's say, 1,000 products and you've got over 20,000 pages indexed in Google, it's probably too many unless there's a really good reason. Some of these pages are automatically generated through search results or sorting out, sorting that you've got going on. They could even be just blank pages that you're not even aware of there's something went wrong with your e-commerce system. What's happening is those pages are soaking up a lot of the power that you have in Google's eyes. And so if we can get rid of those pages and get it down to a reasonable number, each page then gets a little bit bigger piece of the pie, so to speak. And those pages tend to do even better than they're already doing in the search engine results. So we call that Cruft. Is
that an actual industry term or did you make that up?
It comes from the world of development, where developers back in the day, they would add a lot of code that was just bloat, and that maybe they weren't even using certain sub-functions, things like that, and so they would call it Cruft. We're calling this type of content Cruft, and we're on a mission to get rid of Cruft on the internet, especially for our clients, because it does result in better performance. Yeah.
So Mike, who's an ideal client that should be using Inflow?
Sure. So we work with both brands that sell their own products online, manufacturers and brands that sell their own products online, as well as retailers. Typically, we work with mid-market size companies, so not necessarily the biggest e-commerce brands, though we do consult with a few of those, but also even smaller brands too occasionally. But usually that mid-market, according to the Internet Retailer List, we're the mid 500 of their top 1,000 retailers. That's kind of our sweet spot.
Talk about one of your favorite success stories.
So we're currently working with a brand called Earthkind, and they sell an all-natural pest control product, and it's a really great product. Moms love it. People
So you
with
like just repellent, like
yeah, it's basically pest repellent. So they have products for mice, spiders, ants, beetles. It's all natural.
Like I don't care what it is, just kill those. Like,
Well, they're
but no, if you have kids around and everything like that too.
it's for people that don't necessarily want to kill, and that also certainly are concerned.
Sorry,
about.
I'm going, I'm going over the top. There's a mouse, like I want it out.
Yeah, you want it out, absolutely. And so rather than even get it in, these products can help, repel that away. And so one of the things that we're doing for them, we're working on conversion optimization, paid search, search engine optimization as well, really trying to create a great content marketing program for them that results not only in driving sales from their own website, but you can find their products in Lowe's and things like that as well. So we've been working pretty closely with Google on some new products that they have where we can actually tap into the Lowe's. So Lowe's is one of the chains that Earthkind is in. We can actually tap into their inventory, figure out where the user is, and show on our ad on Google that, hey, you can go get Earthkind product at this Lowe's, and we can guarantee you that it's in stock right now. So there's some pretty cool things that we've done for them. We're raising their organic traffic through content marketing and through conversion optimization, just by showcasing how much people really love and use the products through reviews and getting those in the right place, really showcasing what users are doing.
You guys do a lot of stuff. So what is the most popular service? Like, did they come to you for a certain service and then they realize you actually are a full service? What do they come to you first?
So a lot of clients come to us for one or two tactics, as we like to say, or services.
For conversion.
Conversion. They might come for conversion. They might come for search engine optimization. They might come for paid. Some will start with one service. We like to really look at a holistic e-commerce marketing strategy for these clients. So once we get involved and we get access to analytics and everything else, we can really become a trusted advisor, look at all the things that they're doing, point them to the things that are going to work, let them know about the things that aren't working and help them cut that out. We don't, it's not our goal to do everything for every client, but we want them to do the right things. And so that's how we approach it.
So Mike, why did you start this?
Great question. So let's see. Number one, I wanted to go to a place where I loved coming to work every day. That was really my number one goal. And that's what I tell all of my recruits, all of my clients. I didn't want to have a place that felt stuffy or that didn't get great results for clients. Like, all these things are important to making sure that it's a place that I want to come to and I'm excited to get up in the morning and go to work. So that was number one. Number two is my background is in business and technology, and what better way to put those two together than through internet and digital marketing. It was just a natural fit for me, and I grew my technical skills and my business skills, got to the point where I was really confident in helping clients, and hired some really smart people that are a lot smarter than me, a lot better at internet marketing than me, to come around me and really grow the company. And for our company, we've been on the Inc. 5000 list as the fastest growing company in America 2 years in a row. We've been on the Denver Business Journal's fastest private companies list, fastest growing private companies list 5 years in a row in Denver. So we're growing quickly. Thank you. And more importantly, we're growing our clients' businesses while we're doing that.
That is a really good point, Mike, about, the culture and the happiness of the team affects how you do business with other people. What do you find has been critical for you in how you infuse different good culture with your company? What do you do?
So this is a major focus for us. It's, as you can imagine, it's a competitive market to attract and also to retain talent. And so we're analytical people, we're numbers people, and so we use different tools. For example, we conduct a quarterly engagement survey of our staff. We do that through a tool called RoundPeg. RoundPeg is a startup based out of Boulder, And not only do they help us conduct the engagement surveys, but through their values analysis, where essentially they'll present 36 values, and you pick what's really important to you, what's not important to you, the top 9 that are most important, top 9 that are least important. Through that, it'll build a profile that lets us know how we can communicate with each other. It's similar to DISC and that sort of a thing, but it's a little bit of a different model. Right, and it gives us interview questions. It tells us how to talk to each other. It tells us how to present different ideas that, may be easy for us to understand and comprehend, but someone else with a different communication style might lack that. So we really keep a close eye on our company engagement. We give our staff the tools to really understand who they're working with and how to work best with them, and it's really made some huge differences when you look at our employee happiness scores and engagement scores. We also use something called 15-5. It's a tool that allows our staff to, within 15 minutes, which is where the 15 comes from, give us a report of, hey, answer a few questions. What went well this week? What wins did you have? Where are you stuck? Anything the company should start doing, anything the company should stop doing. And so they fill this out for their managers every week, should take less than 15 minutes. And then the 5 comes from the management team reviewing those. The idea is that it takes less than 5 minutes for the managers to review each report. And from that, we're getting weekly feedback about what's working, what's not working, understand very quickly if staff are getting frustrated or stuck.
You don't things don't build up in people and then they explode.
Exactly, yeah. One of our core values is good communication solves all problems. And what we're finding is not just communication solves problems, but good communication solves all problems. And so how we facilitate that can really help us strengthen our culture, grow our business. And again, ultimately,
Bad communication does not. I remember the John Wooden quote. He says, practice does not make perfect, but perfect practice makes perfect. Yeah, exactly.
That's a good analogy.
Similarly good. I like the good picture. What are some other core values?
Sure. So another one we have is work hard, play hard, do everything at 212. So 212, of course, is from the book Strengths Finders, I think, where he's talking about water doesn't boil at 211 degrees, but it boils at 212. That 1 degree of difference can make a huge, huge difference in whatever that is that you're doing. So whether it's at work or even at home with your family, your hobbies, your passions, don't leave anything on the table. Do everything at 212. That's very important to me personally, and really the staff tries to live by that. Another one, of course, is that every client is a raving fan and every team member is a raving fan. And what I tell staff is when you're talking to clients, when you're presenting to clients, when you're talking to team members, ask yourself, is this going to make this client a raving fan? If not, fix it before you present it. Same thing when you're dealing with your team member.
Of making decisions.
Exactly. It's those values, and we repeat them when we meet in our all hands. We study them. We talk about them even in our interview process, so that we know the people that are coming in truly believe that those things can make a difference, and they're not just words up on the website or the wall.
I'm like, do you have a mentor, or where did you? This is a lot of knowledge you're taking from different sources.
Sure.
How did you come to this?
So I have worked with a lot of different coaches over the years. Currently working with an agency coach, which I guess I'll plug him, Carl Sakis, and he's been very, very helpful to us, especially around some of the culture pieces. Yeah, you can't be afraid to ask for help. I mean,
the best players or best people in the industry all have coaches.
Absolutely, they all have coaches, and they all read a lot. And I do both of those things, and I couldn't have done it without other people's help. I wasn't, I'm not some kind of genius or expert or something, but it's come together, and it's so much fun to create and to build on and to see flourish. That's where I really get, my kicks out of running Inflow.
So some of your favorite books, business books?
Sure. Some of my favorite business books. Strengths Finder, I mentioned that one. That's a really great business book. Currently reading Scaling Up, which is Vern, which is a great one. Let's see, a long time ago, the Michael Gerber books, the
E-Myth
and E-Myth Revisited. Those are great ones to really start with and understand the differences in being a manager versus being a doer versus being other things. Those have all been really important books in my life, and really help.
That's great. So, Mike, one last question before I ask it. This has been great. Where should we point people towards? So tell them whether it's your website or any social media.
Absolutely. So you can find us online at www.goinflow.com. From there, if you go to our blog, we have all types of excellent blog posts, free downloads, resources. I mentioned the best-in-class e-commerce list. We also have, I mentioned Cruft. We have a content audit toolkit that'll take you step by step how to perform a content audit, how to find that Cruft, how to get rid of it to increase your traffic.
So last question, Mike. A moment, a milestone that you're most proud of from the company?
For us, I think being on the Inc. 5000 list was amazing. And being on it twice was doubly amazing. It just gave us clarity that we're growing our company, that we're doing the right things, but that was a pretty big milestone for us. Also, I can't give the name of the company, but landing one of the bigger e-commerce merchants in the world who turns to us for expert SEO consulting. That was a true honor. I wish I could mention their name, but you've heard of them. So
everyone's heard of them, I'm sure. Mike, thank you. Everyone should check out goinflow.com, live from IRC. Thank you.
very much.
What I got, you can't buy. It resides between my eyes. Walked through the fire, came out better on the other side. See, life's like a beach if you find the sand. And right now, I'm feeling like $100 grand.